said, a lot of young players were somewhat taking this team lightly by like, look at their win, coach. This should be an easy one. You don't play.
Here is Kendall Marshall, who played earlier this season in the D-League. Parsons, and down low Asik, who is picked up by Kelly. Look at the size advantage for Asik here.
And that's exactly what you want to see. Can Kelly stop Asik?
Again, Dwight Howard missing his 9th game in the last 11. The drive by Parsons, the handoff to Asik. And, of course, the other players, Pau Gasol, are having the enjoyment of their first 50-win season in 5 years. Harden, Jones, Kelly comes out in the drive.
And for the Lakers, it's all about that continuity. You got to stop that three. Block shot there by Terrence Jones.
And he gets it at the other end. Even the deflection by Marshall can't stop him.
Not surprised to see Terrence Jones play this way. He can space the floor, but more importantly, he can attack that basket inside with the strong finishes.
Parsons finishes with a hammer.
Rex throws it out there, and then does a Michael Jackson moonwalk on Theodore Patrick Shook.
Those two teams are jockeying back and forth. I mean, where do the Heat want to land? Where does Indiana want to land?
Both will say we want the #1 seed. If I'm Miami and I'm looking at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, you get by that first round, you're very well going to play either Chicago or Brooklyn.
If I'm Indiana, I just want to get my mojo back.
Yeah.
I want to go to wherever Stella went and get my groove back, because right now they are not playing well, and it's obvious to everybody in the league.
Now, obviously, we're not quite sure these guys, if everyone was healthy, would get the absolute burn as
he may pass Mark Jackson at #3.
And that's how you can tell this is a young Lakers team, because if I knew that, I'm running behind Steve Nash, as you see.
Yeah, just a little over 9 a game for both of those players. We talked about that.
That's the terrible thing, Red.
Yeah.
But maybe the one good thing on that is that their best players, you see that nice pass there. Harden has the ball in the fourth quarter. He's had a lot of injuries this year, but also in Coach D'Antoni's system, few benches are spaced as well as the Lakers are.
It's Harden.
Quarter, so we got to tighten that up.
You mentioned that, you know, this is a team that maybe your guys don't know.
That's his due because of, you know, James Harden and Dwight Howard, but
this team needs to play defense, and you're right, he's that third member of the team, but he's also a leader being that young as well.
A couple of feeds from Nash, and they've been right there, and Zachary can't hold on. Here's Johnson. 52 losses, ties a franchise record for most losses since moving to LA. Monty Eunice will challenge the shot by Zachary.
the great equalizer has been that three-point shot, Chris.
I'm really surprised that with Nash hiding on defense, because he's just older than everyone.
Round picks and things like that. Number one, they don't have that many. And number two, this is a team that charges a lot of money for tickets.
How hard it was, and remember all the work Mr. West had to do to go get Shaquille O'Neal. So it's going to be, and he just wants to make sure, like you said, he's eating right. He's mentally in shape, physically in shape. You have to love his dedication.
Jones.
Throw this up there, so the only thing you can do is take one step and catch it.
Parsons. Cannon. Asik the screen, rolling for Harden. The scoop goes off to Parsons. Chandler.
With Jody Meeks, who has 16 points in this first half.
And 14 in the quarter. Look at the swerving Harden move.
Just let me play and put this guy on ice skates by myself.
There's the screen. Asik has got 6 points and 9 boards. They throw it inside. And Parsons. The rest of the Rockets, Reg, 0 of 9 beyond the arc.
Again, this is a team that makes over 9 a game. Lakers doing a good job of.
They'll finish it off.
Houston playing with fire here in this game.
18 for Meeks.
At home for Houston to get a win in their last time out versus Denver. They've got Denver tomorrow in Denver.
Asik short, Parsons there. Boy, as we get close to the playoffs, that is the address for all the latest in NBA news. Harden with a long three from outside. And was a high pick in the first round by Phoenix. And Jones with the three is 3 of 3, shooting the three here in the third. Asik inside with it watered down a little bit the defense, who they can concentrate on. He goes to the Rockets in the trade, has been sensational, but he now is the focus of every defense, the top of the scouting report.
For the Rockets, 4 of 4 to start this third quarter. And to get back to your point, Kev, it's much harder. And C-Web, you can somewhat attest to this because you were always the #1 option.
And now he and Dwight are much more on the same page, much more aligned. And it's not a coincidence that the Rockets have played some outstanding basketball.
You only think about the place that traded you. You don't think about the place that wants you and how they made this trade happen. As you see the great block right there by Asik. And sometimes it takes a minute to get used to.
Gosh, it was a
nice. I can get used to that all night. The behind the back.
And picked up by Harden halfway through the third. Houston is 10 of 12 shooting from the floor. Harden the triple.
That's a toy.
Come on, he playing around with that, Reggie.
Come on, that's a toy.
He playing around.
Not fair, not right.
No.
Been terrific.
Great case in point. Your defense leading to easy offense for the Rockets.
Beautiful pass. Parsons with 6 assists. None prettier than that right there.
Not right.
3-on-1. Lynn from Parsons.
Harden with 11. Nice ball movement here. 22 assists, 37 made field goals. What?
Yeah, we are.
What about Tim Hardaway? What about Michael Carter-Williams? Here comes wheeling Harden inside. Nice play by Jones. He's got 33.
The most time that Pop and Tim Duncan have been together yet. This is the biggest streak they've ever had this late. I would have expected that their second or third year. And just because he has Tim doesn't mean he hasn't had to change the way you already predicted in your head what's going to happen, and you have to follow through with that effort.
And we saw a little bit of that with Houston. They came out with the right intention as Parsons knocks down another.
I work for 2 different companies, and so I could do that. Harden's got 16 this quarter. Here goes Young inside, knocked away by Garcia, picked up by Harden, weaving and driving and laying it in for 2. The trailing Kelly. Moniunas is in, and he gets it to Caspi, and now it's Garcia with the Thunder at the Pacers. Something's got to happen to that Indiana team because a lot of people are starting to look at them more closely. With
Kentucky, Florida took things away. His in-game adjustments were fantastic. Whether it be breaking that zone of Florida over the top, just thought were fantastic throughout the tournament.
Cannon hit moments ago. He is 4 of 4. This is Isaiah Cannon, and here is Garcia, left free to fire.
Have to go play there in Oakland at Oracle Arena against those loud and crazy fans.
You got to go against the Splash Brothers, and
Old Enchilada. Wow.
They're the best scoring team. And I think sooner or later they'll figure out defensively.
Farmar scores there. He's off the bench with 15. Young's off the bench with 25. Meeks now at 22. Laker High scores. Cannon the pump fake and a beautiful drive. Moniunas from Lithuania. Sandwich between with a nice little move. Okay, Hamilton has now come in for the Houston Rockets. It's Jordan Hamilton, who was acquired to trade with Denver for Aaron Brooks. Cannon rejected by Hill. That guy took off. Moniunas.
Nice move.
That was around Kellen, where there was no hope. There was no prayer that could be answered. And the Wolves were struggling, and he'd come up with some of the funniest. Cannon.
Be interesting with these Rockets. Right now they're currently in the 4th spot. Right now if the playoffs were to begin, that matchup at 5 with Portland.
11 off the bench from Moniunas and 15 from Cannon. Unencumbered. Hamilton and the tap in. Hamilton